Then what do you need to know? That's the next question. Your technical expectation, you need to have a basic understanding of networks, programming, and security tools. And these are things you don't need. As for someone, if for instance, if you are going into the GRC area, you may not need to be very, very, very knowledgeable, versatile in this, but you need to have an understanding of what is a network, what is programming, what's an API. At least know the definitions. Know the truth, know what an antivirus is, not what a firewall is. Even though you cannot configure a firewall or you cannot set up an antivirus, but at least you should know these things. Then the non-technical expectations, you'll be able to communicate. Communication is very important because in cybersecurity, if you cannot communicate, you cannot provide security. You can imagine a policeman not knowing how to talk to you, like we have in some parts of the country, or some countries or some developing countries where their police people are very whack, and then police, they communicate badly in some areas, and when they can't communicate, how do they protect you? So communication is key. When you find out some weaknesses in this or vulnerabilities in the system, you should be able to write a report that everybody within the organization that needs to see the report be able to see it. When you find out a flaw or when you find out that an attack is happening, you should be able to communicate, or to tell people that this is what is going on. Then we have problem solving. You should non-technical expectations include problem solving. You have a knack for solving problem. It's very important, because if you are not interested in solving problem, then as a cybersecurity person, you will not go far. You will not you'll be looking for things that are already solved. So you should problem solving is very important as a non-technical expectation. And then critical thinking, because like I said earlier on, hackers are developing new ways of carrying out their attacks. So you should be able to think critically, think like an hacker. You should be able to think like, oh, what would an hacker do in this place? These are things that you need to that requires critical thinking. How can you learn, or how do you want to learn? How can you learn? How do you want to learn? And when you're answering this question, basically you're saying, do you want to go for a free or paid option? So there are a lot of free options. Actually, there are a lot of free ways to learn cybersecurity. But the downside of free is that you don't get support when you're learning and you don't understand. You rarely get people to respond to your questions. But if you go to the paid options, the paid option provide the opportunity of asking questions, getting hand holding, getting support. These are the options. So there are other pros and cons of each, but I'm just highlighting those ones. But that's one of the reasons why, despite the fact that there are a lot of free videos online on YouTube, tell me everywhere where you can learn, people still pay to learn this thing, because you need to get support. You're not just on an island on your own. And when you learn, even certifications that you take too, this paid option provide help to prepare you specifically for certifications. So you can achieve it by learning free, but it might take a bit longer than when you go for paid options. Then we have the self-study or instructor-led. So self-study is still talking the same thing. Do you want to even if you pay, okay, so even self-study might be paid, which means, for instance, the video on demand, like if you pay for study materials and you are studying on your own, that's what I refer to as self-study. Or you can also decide to go for an instructor-led solutions. Sorry for the distraction. So you may also go for the instructor led, which means there's an instructor that is showing you what and what to do. Is hand holding you, testing you, helping you, taking you through the process. That's how options for learning. Then who are the learning providers? So there are a lot of learning providers, but I've highlighted some that I've used particularly, and they've found it to be very easy, easy to use, and they have very good resources to learn. And in fact, some of them, we're going to, for the people that will be signing up for the advanced classes, we are going to be using some of this platform, to combining with our own, as an instructor led, combining it with what we do to provide instructor led sessions. So the popular ones are Try Acme, which is for me Like one of my favorites, I think is even my favorite, Try Acme, because the way it's structured, there are quizzes, there are challenges, there are things that help you to learn easily, even for a non-technical person. And they teach technical things, but making it easy to learn, breaking it down, creating challenges, having engagement. They have video instructors too. Then we have Hack the Box. Hack the Box is similar to Try Acme too, which provides opportunity to to test yourself, challenge, take on challenges too. Then we have the Coursera. Coursera is a good platform, is a popular platform. It's not ActiveBox and TryAcme are focused on cybersecurity, but Coursera has other things. Udemy has other things. Listen to has other things. Then InfoSec Institute too is also focused on cybersecurity. InfoSec Institute is a bit expensive anyway, more than the other ones, but they are very organized and they have some free modules that you can take too. So, like I said, if you have any question, you can switch from your YouTube to WhatsApp. Please, you can be dropping your questions, or otherwise just be taking notes of it. Once you are through, I'll be expecting you to drop your questions on the WhatsApp group so that I can take them. Then, how do you learn fast? How do you learn fast? The first thing you need to know is to set clear goals. Like I said, set a clear goal. Like, okay, in 3 months I want to write this certification. In 3 months I want to learn this. In 3 months I want to, achieve this, and they set clear goals. Then cybersecurity is something you need to practice regularly. Because if you start learning this week and you leave it for 1 month and you want to come back after 1 month, you will have to start from the beginning again. Because you learn by practicing. Then join study groups. An example of study group is what we are having here, where you have more than one person learning the same thing at the same time. You can exchange ideas, you can challenge yourselves. It helps learning fast. In fact, if you want to achieve that 3 months, 4 months target I said earlier on, joining study group is critical. It will help you to achieve that one, because you challenge yourself faster. Then you get a mentor. A mentor is simply someone that you look up to, or someone that helps provide you guidance, hold your hands and show you the way to go. Then how do I gain hands-on experience? Basically, you have to go back to the last 2 slides away, where we talk about try hacking and hack the box. Basically, do try hacking, hack the box. They have labs, they have simulations. Then also you can download, which is what we're still going to go into that, or even in this foundation, how to set up your home lab, how to set up your Kali Linux, how to set up your environment or your system where you can be hacking, you can be testing. Labs and simulations are very important, because you don't want to test what you are learning on a production server or somebody else, because you can be sued, you can be taken to court, you can be arrested for that. You can imagine if you just decide to test a website and say, this website, let me check whether it's strong, whether it's well protected, and you tested it and you break it and you found a loophole there, they will come and ask you who sent you. So when you have your labs, set up your home labs and simulations on your system, you can practice to any level. You are not breaking anybody's confidentiality. You are not disturbing, affecting the availability. You are not causing shutdown of any system. You are not risking anybody's setup. So labs and simulations are very key to help you to learn fast. Then internships too, of course. Pick up internship, just volunteer. Volunteer to teach it, volunteer to do it. Look at your friends and family, help them to set up antivirus, help them to set up firewalls on their system, troubleshoot, test, solve problems for them. Volunteer to teach, talk about it. This will help. And then online projects, quizzes and challenges, they are there too. A lot of online quizzes and challenges there that you can take up. We'll be showing, or we'll be using some of these things even as time goes on. Then job seeking, of course, LinkedIn is our go-to for job seeking. Your profile, and the good thing about LinkedIn is that even right now, as you are starting to learn, go and start posting your journey on LinkedIn. That's what people do. I've learned this. This is what I'm learning, and demonstrate it there. It helps to people begin to notice you and begin to know that, this guy is into this thing, or this person is into this thing. they can do this. Then portfolio, a good example of where you can set up a portfolio is on GitHub. So GitHub, if you are writing any code or you are doing anything in this area, your personal practice or any skill or anything you've achieved, go and create a portfolio of what you are doing and post it there, and showcasing your project and skills. That's where people, you can also refer to it too. Maybe you are having an interview and they want to know what you've done, you can refer to them. You can show them the link to your portfolio and they will check it out. Then your CV and resume, make sure that your CV is well prepared and you is tailored to reflect your cybersecurity roles. Then platforms, you need to go. Popular platforms are like LinkedIn, Indeed, Glassdoor, Cybersec jobs. You need to learn how to effectively use this platform. There are tools, there are ways around these things. So these are the popular job seeking platforms that you can use. We're still going to go deeper into some of these things later. And for those of you who've not bought my book, there's a book on seller. I'll provide a link later so you can check it out. In this book, I delve deeper into how to achieve some of these things that I've been talking about earlier on. Now, in conclusion, basically, cybersecurity, is it for you? From what you've learned of this talk so far, you should have an idea of what you're about to get into. Remember, cybersecurity is about CIA, about keeping the confidentiality of people's data, ensuring that this data that you are keeping private it has integrity. Basically, we are saying that it is not altered or compromised or changed without authorization. Then availability is simply saying that this data that you have kept, uncompromised, that you have kept the integrity, and it's private. It's only you. This data means that you can access it. That's availability. Because if you cannot access this data, you are still being robbed of the benefit of whatever the data should give you. So that's availability. Remember, I mentioned that there's also accountability, which has been introduced into the CIA triad. Some people had it as part of the fundamental. Accountability is simply talking about reporting, ensuring that somebody, this especially comes in when you are talking about the governance or compliance aspect. When you are accountable, you are being held accountable, you are making sure that that whoever is keeping the data is held accountable. So cybersecurity accountability is also very key. So the next step